a hot girl winter for Katniss. She's kind of living it up. Boys are so stupid, except for Peeta.
Peak literature, and the movie is peak cinema.
It's just very sad. Everything about it is sad.
This is like actually pissing me off.
Get Snow off with his head. Get Peeta back. Make him love you again. Gail, who cares? Suzanne Collins, gag me one more time. I dare you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina, and welcome to another reading vlog. I have done maybe 1 or 2 reading vlogs on this channel so far, and I think it's about time we get to this one, okay? I've been meaning to get to this sooner rather than later, but like time isn't real, and it has slowly started to get closer to the deadline that I want to make this video. So with that being said, let's get into it. I'm reading the Hunger Games books today for the first time. That's important to know. It is going to be my first time reading these books. Now, I have grown up in the time when the teen dystopian, the fantasy books and the movies were all getting made back in like the early 2010s. I tuned into the movies. I did not read the books. So a lot of the series and stuff that got hyped, I did not really partake in the reading experience of that, okay? And, you know, I've been told many times, how did you have a childhood if you didn't read this series or that series? So I think it's about time that I start on the Hunger Games first to, you know, complete my childhood and make it fuller, because apparently without these books, I had no childhood. That's what the people say. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading them for the first time. I'm also gonna be reading the latest one that has a movie coming out in November, The Songs of Snakes and Birds, whatever it's called. That one, it's like a prequel to the Hunger Games. I want to read that one before the movie comes out, because I did watch the first Hunger Games and the second Hunger Games, loved them both. And then when it came to Mockingjay, part 1 and 2, I did not watch those. So when I get to that book, I'm gonna be going in blind. I have no idea what happened in those movies in that book. But for the first 2 books, I think I'm gonna get a gist of what happened, because I've heard from the people that have read the books that they stick pretty closely to the source material. So yeah, I'm very excited. I don't really know what to expect. I really wanted to get to these books really before that movie comes out. I think it comes out in November, so I have a lot of time. But I also don't, because my schedule is all over the place. Speaking of which, I have to go. I'm about to go to school. I'm gonna be reading the first book on like an audio book format. The hold that I had for it at the library just opened up, so I'm gonna start listening to it on the way to school. Hopefully, if this ends up working out, I can make other videos like this on my channel, or I look back on my childhood and what I've missed out and what I could possibly read to fill the so-called void that I missed out on. I'm very excited for this. I have no idea what to expect. I mean, like I said, I know what to expect because I've seen the first 2 movies, but everyone knows that the books are better than the movies, like 99.9% of the time. So I'm just gonna act like this is a totally new experience. I'm about to go. I'm about to head to school. I'm gonna listen to this audiobook, and I'm gonna give you guys updates about what I think for the first book. Okay, let's go. Hello. It is a few days later, and I'm gonna talk a little quickly because I need to be out of here, like right now. But I am over halfway into the Hunger Games audiobook. I think I'm like 60% in. I really like it, okay? I knew I was going to. In my opinion, the movie stayed true to the book enough to where I'm not really annoyed. Not that this is like a movie book comparison video, but while reading it audibly, I was like, oh, this is already pretty familiar. Like the scenes I remember instantly from the movie. Some things I wish they did include, some like character interactions or like background on District 12, or just Katniss's relationships with people, because that's something that I've never really understood in the movies. In the movies, because Katniss is such a cold character, she's cold, dry, people think that she's unapproachable. That's the vibe she gets off in the movie. But because we are in her head, her inner monologue, it's easy for us to understand why she's like this. In the movie, I was kind of just like, why is she so reserved with literally everyone, including Gail? Which, by the way, Gail, I was around again when the movies came out. I remember the fan wars happening, Team Peeta, Team Gail, blah blah blah. Guys, I don't really know how there was a Team Gale in the first place for book readers specifically, because I can count on both hands the amount of times Katniss has said in this book she does not like Gale in that way. Maybe that changes in the upcoming books, but in this first book she's like very, very upfront about that. So I don't know where the fans of Gale came from in terms of wanting him with Katniss, because she's made it very clear that she don't want that man, which I found hilarious. Again, something in the movies that you don't really get to know. She doesn't really want Gale like that. They make it seem like, again, it was the era of love triangles. Not saying that we're necessarily out of that era, but like, again, 2010s dystopian fantasy, that era was everywhere. So I'm sure that they were trying to push the love triangle as a way to sell the movie more, but as far as I'm concerned, there is no love triangle in this book. And I like Peeta in this book. Okay, I'm gonna say something, it might be controversial. I think I like book Peeta more than movie Peeta. Though I love Josh Hutcherson, this has nothing to do with the way that he acted. It's just the portrayal of Peeta in the movies that was kind of just like, oh. I feel like in this book, Peeta is a lot more confident with what he says. Like, he doesn't really scare easy, whereas in the movie, I feel like Peeta was constantly scared of everything. That first movie specifically, he didn't come off as sure of himself whenever he talked to literally anyone, including Katniss. And in this book, it seemed like everything he said it with meaning. That moment with them staring on the rooftop together, looking at the stars and talking about how it feels to be in this game and why he feels the way he feels about the Capitol, it was really, really good. And I don't think that was in the movie. Why? I don't know. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused about why they didn't include some stuff when it came to the characters, because I feel like that it will make more sense to like them. But I'm overall really enjoying the book. The reason why you haven't been seeing me actually like give updates is because I have places to be. This is why I'm reading it audibly. I have literally no time to sit down and do anything besides like homework lately, so I have to read it on my drives to school, coming back, all of that stuff. I have about 40% left, and I think low-key, if I'm able to read it during work, I could easily finish it by tonight, and then I can start on Catching Fire, which I'm the most excited about. Okay, that Catching Fire movie, amazing. The book, I'm so freaking excited for, because Finnick is in the book. Oh, my man. I'm about to go to work. I will see you guys later. Okay guys, it is a few days later. I have not finished the Hunger Games book yet. I know, if at this point it's been like, what, 5 days? Sorry, but I have an hour left of the book. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna read it on my way to school, and my drive to school is like 30-45 minutes, and then I have to drive back, so I should be finished by the time I get back to you. But before I finish, I want to give my thoughts real quick, because there are a lot of differences, a lot of things I just didn't expect. The part that I'm at is near the end when Katniss and Peeta are battling on top of the Catacopia with Cato, and there are jaguars at the bottom, if you remember, like these like rugged beasts that will eat them if they end up falling off the Catacopia. I don't think this was mentioned in the movie, but apparently those beasts, those green-eyed jaguar beasts, are the tributes that died in the games. Like Rue is one of them, the Fox-eyed girl is one of them. I gasped. I don't think that was included in the movie. I also don't think that they included the wait for Cato's death, because although Cato was like the last one to die in the games, in the book his death is dragged out because he's wearing like a body armor suit, and so it takes a while for the jaguars to eat him up and feast, so like they wait all night for him to die. Whereas in the movie, I think Katniss just put him out of his misery right away with the bow and arrow. I just got to the part where she put him out of his misery, but I'm just like, the way this is playing out, it's almost like the movie, but it's not. It's a bit jarring because it's skewing with my memory. I'm gonna have to rewatch the movies after this because I'm trying to remember what happened in the movie and what did not. But yeah, almost done. I love Peeta, but who's surprised? Not me. I remember scrolling through Twitter one day, and this was like months ago, scrolling through Twitter one day and seeing like an excerpt of like dialogue between Peeta and Katniss in the Hunger Games books, and I was like, he's so different in the books compared to the movie. I think I explained this in my previous clip, but it is really interesting how much confidence Peeta has when talking to Katniss in the books versus in the movie. Granted, I think the dialogue is pretty much the same. Again, it's just the execution. Why does he have me blushing while reading the book? In the movie, I kind of got secondhand embarrassment for him because of the way that it's playing out. It's very weird in the book because it gave me the same feeling that I had in the movie, where I can't tell if what she's feeling is real for him or not, because every time she kisses him, they end up getting a reward from the sponsors or whatever. So it's very interesting, and because I'm reading in Katniss's point of view, she doesn't know either what she's feeling. So I'm kind of just trying to read between the lines of what's going on, because Peeta's feelings are real. Anyone with eyes could see it except for Katniss, but his feelings are real, and hers, I can't tell. Like, she obviously has feelings for him because she refuses to let him die, so like she has some sort of feelings for him, but I can't tell in this book, which is why I'm excited to see how that develops later on and how she opens up more with Peeta, because she's already doing a great job. The entire caves scene of them like staying in that cave for days and nights, I couldn't wait to get to that part. That's one of my favorite parts in the movie. In the book, did not disappoint. It actually gave me a lot more, to be honest. Maybe it didn't, I don't remember, but like the book did a lot more when it came to that cave scene than I remember in the movie. It's also odd because I have no idea what's going on outside the games. You know how like in the movie it always cuts to like President Snow or like a District 1 fumbling with buttons to make things in the games happen? You don't really see that in the book because the entire book is in Katniss's point of view, and she has no idea what's going on outside of the game. So I have no idea what's happening outside of the game. So I'm watching this play out and I'm seeing clips from the movies in between. To be honest, it's kind of weird because President Snow hasn't even been mentioned once in this book. I can't wait. Like, he seriously, oh, I know when he comes in, I hope it's in the next book. When he comes in, it's gonna be so good for me. I'm so excited. But yeah, I am almost done. Literally so close to being done. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to finish this today. And then I can hopefully get started on Catching Fire later today or tomorrow. I have to start getting ready to go to school. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello guys, I just got home from work and I'm sorry that this angle is shit, but I'm currently making food and I want to multitask. Okay, so I finished the Hunger Games. I have many thoughts. Okay, first things first, the way that it ended. Mia, can you please not squeak? I'm trying to give a thorough book review over here. The way that it ended was really nice to me because it left me with the cliffhanger, and I love that when I read series. Like, it's something that I miss about that, because like sometimes, especially like lately, I feel like a lot of YA dystopian fantasy books, the cliffhangers don't hit like they used to. Like that cliffhanger where they're just now making it back to District 12 after everything they went through, and then it cuts to black and Pete is like upset with her because she was faking it the whole time. Oh, that's peak literature, is it not? Like Susan Collins, you have daughters. You are a mother in the YA genre. I hope that she knows. She probably does. She does not need me to say that for her, but it's true. Another thing, I really like the development like between Katniss and Haymitch and their friendship and bond. Like, you can tell by the time that she got back from the games, all she really wanted to do was get to Peeta and Haymitch. Like, her bond with that man, really good. And Haymitch is actually one of my favorite characters. Even in the movies, like, I found him so funny and I couldn't wait to read about him in this book. Did not disappoint. Yeah, going back to my point from the last clip, there was really no President Snow. Like, he made an appearance to give Peeta and Katniss a piece of the crown so they could share it, but there was no real peek into the actual system behind the games. So I really wish I could see that, because in the movies, that's what I really liked, was to see why the Capitol does this shit, like how they do it, why they make the children suffer, because they're evil, obviously, but like I wanted to know like the technicalities behind that, you know? I mean, I'm sure I will get to know more about it as I continue reading, but it's just something that I really miss. But having to read in Katniss's perspective was interesting, because I really, not gonna lie, I didn't really know what she was thinking half the time. I know that you're in a playful mood now that I'm home, but I'm just trying to get through this, okay? I'm sorry. Katniss is one of the most interesting characters because she's so dry all the time, even in her own like inner monologues. So I don't really know what she's thinking half the time. Like, even with her interactions with Peeta, speaking of which, had the nerve to compare the flowers that Peeta gave her
to onions that she picked with Gail in the field. What's her issue? Like, you guys know how I feel about love triangles. If you saw my previous video, which by the way, I just posted a tier ranking video for romance tropes, go check it out. But love triangles, they can be fun sometimes, but even when I was watching the movies as a kid, I was like, this is so stupid. Because I could tell that there was nothing between her and Gail. And she has said it throughout this entire book that she feels nothing for that man. So who is she trying to convince? Because it's not me. Katniss, come on now. Get it together. I was just like, no, we're not doing this. You're not changing your mind now. Like, that's just not what's happening. But yeah, overall, I really like that first book. I don't know what I would rate it though. I'm gonna have to sleep on it. I'll start the sequel tomorrow. What I'm gonna do now though is make chicken wraps and watch the movie. I feel like it's gonna be fun watching the movies in between the books just to like compare them back to back. I've seen this first one like a jillion times. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit, eat, watch. Those are my thoughts on the first book. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do for the second book. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the audio and read it on my Kindle. Because I feel like with that second book, I'm going to need to pay more attention because I'm sure it's going to get more into the politics of it all. And I though I love that second movie, I haven't seen it as much as the first. So I really don't know much. So I'm going to go in blind. Kind of. Wish me good luck. Hello, everyone. It is the next day. I am about to start catching fire on my way to school. Yay. After watching the movie last night, I feel like kind of weird. I remember when the movie first came out and a lot of people were upset because it didn't really stay that true to the book to them. To me, I didn't think it was that bad compared to the book, like at all. I know that like some major stuff was taken out. You had to find it through context clues, through dialogue, because obviously we're not hearing Katniss's inner monologues and dialogue in her head in the movie. So they had to do it some other way, which I completely understand. Also, the movie is over 2 hours long without the scenes they included in the book. Could you imagine how long the movie would be if they included every single scene from the book? It would be ridiculous. So overall, I think that the movie was pretty good. Didn't really change my feelings towards the movie, but I can understand why people were upset back in the day when they first read the book and saw the movie. It has its differences, but I'm pretty okay with it. What I will say though, and I know I'm not alone in my opinion because I've seen discourse about this on Twitter. When I picture Katniss, I don't picture her being a white person. I don't picture her having olive skin. Something about Jennifer Lawrence playing Katniss, it never registered in my head while I was reading the book. I always like imagined someone indigenous or like a person of color playing this role. There were no real descriptions of Katniss besides the color of her hair. So I guess you could technically make her into anything, but I was definitely not imagining a white girl playing it. So like when I started the movie, I was kind of just like, oh, you're right. Jennifer Lawrence, that's nice. But yeah, I'm gonna start catching fire today. Those are just my opinions on the movie. Let's hope I can get at least an hour into the audiobook today. Hi guys. So I'm a little over an hour into catching fire. My hair is doing something weird. I'm so sorry. We're already starting off a little messy. How is President Snow gonna come up into Katniss's crib and say, oh, by the way, if you don't do what I need you to do on this tour, I'm gonna kill all your loved ones. First one being Gail. That's insane. Like, that's actually insane. And now she has to pretend to be in love with Peter. But I genuinely feel like it shouldn't be hard. She does have feelings for him, despite her like ignoring him ever since the end of the last book. She does have feelings. She's just not good at expressing those feelings, which is why she's been ignoring him. So now that they're on this tour, I feel like everything's just gonna click. Also, because again, I love Catching Fire, the movie. I've seen it. I already know how the movie goes, so I have an idea of the direction of where this book is gonna go. I was literally seeing the scene play out from the movie in my head when she got bombarded by President Snow. I was seeing the movie in my head, but yet I still wasn't registering. I felt like something extremely new to me. Like I've never seen the movie or anything before. So I think that's how I'm gonna get through the rest of this book. I feel so bad for Haymitch. It's like the anniversary of his Hunger Games win, and he's even more drunk than before. Someone get my mans to rehab. Get him some help. Like, I know he's seen as the laughing stock of the winners and the mentors, but he's obviously struggling. And I'm happy that Katniss is aware of that. Like, she didn't get it in the first book, but now that she has won this Hunger Games, she understands his trauma and pain a little bit more. Same with her mom. That's one thing. I wish that the movies explored her relationship with her mom a little bit more and her relationship with her father, because I think that's interesting to me, like the family dynamics between Katniss and her parents and her sister, because now she understands why her mom was neglectful towards her and Perm all those years, because again, she just went through one of the most traumatic experiences of her life and she's dealing with the aftermath of that. So she gets where her mom is coming from now. And I don't think that was ever really addressed in the movies, like how she's trying to form a better relationship with her mother now in this book. I think that's kind of beautiful. I just wanted to hop on and say it's messy. It's really messy. Also, why would Gale kiss her? Because this is kind of all his fault. President Snow wouldn't be on her ass. Well, he probably would, but he probably wouldn't be threatening like life or death if he didn't kiss her. Like, why? Boys are so stupid. Except for Peeta. Love him. That's kingy. But now she has to stop hanging out with Gale every Sunday. Oh, boo-hoo. We gotta get over it. We have matters to attend to.
Okay, ignore me. I'm in my school parking lot. But I'm just so, like, okay. I know that Katniss thought not telling Peeta about that conversation she had with President Snow. I know she thought she was doing him a favor, because Peeta can put up the act anyway. Like, he's good without it. It's Katniss that can't act all that great in front of camera. So I get why she didn't feel the need to tell him. But also, did she just think that Peeta wasn't going to be affected if she did? Like, Peeta has people he cares about too. Peeta has family and friends that we still have not seen, in the book at least. And President Snow was crazy enough to kill everyone they know, including themselves. So I don't know why. Like, she should have at least told him something along, like, she didn't need to relay the entire conversation, but she should have at least said, hey, watch your back, President Snow is on us, watching us like hawks, something along those lines. So I don't understand why she's so confused as to why Peeta's upset. It's rightfully so, because what the hell? Like, no thoughts, just vibes. Like, yeah, she was doing it to protect him, but this information affects both her and him. When she chose to save him with those berries, that's when he got involved in all of this. You need to be honest. You need to be straight up and tell him what the deal is, what they gotta do, and then fix it together. Like, why is that so hard? She doesn't need to do everything by herself. And that's the thing with Katniss. She thinks that everything is on her shoulders. Before the games, it definitely was. Like, she was taking care of her family and everything, and she had to do that all on her own. But now she has Peeta and Haymitch and Effie. Like, you have a team. Work as a team, please. Oh my god. Hi, I'm currently in the 10-inch drive-thru, but I was listening to the audiobook and I forgot to update you guys. It's been like a few days. I haven't gotten that far because I haven't been driving much, but I would just like to say, Gale is so fucking annoying. Like, I'm sorry. Katniss says that she wants to run away with you and you're hesitant just because Peeta is coming. You've been begging her for this since how long? And now he's calling her basically a coward. He doesn't say that outright, but he's basically calling her a coward for not wanting to be a face of a revolution. How about you start the revolution? He's so annoying. Like, please, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And Peeta's better than me, because having to stand by and watch as the girl that I love is groveling, begging for this man to go with her, when Peeta will do it in literally a heartbeat. Despite the fact that Gale is going, he would do it in a heartbeat. Ooh, Katniss, don't piss me off, please. And now I see where the love triangle is coming from. Because now she's questioning her feelings for Gale. I don't know why. The feelings going back and forth are confusing for me. I can't even imagine how Katniss is feeling, because where did these feelings even come from? That whole entire first book is just her saying how much she thinks of Gale as a friend. And now that she's basically back from war, she's like, oh, let me rethink my decisions, while also having Peeta on her arm. It's kind of a hot girl winter for her. I'm saying winter because it's snowing in the book right now. So it's a hot girl winter for Katniss. She's kind of living it up. She's got 2 guys on her arm. I can't help but respect it a little, but I'm also so confused. Like, where did these feelings come from with Gale? And like, I do feel a little bad for him because he did just get whipped in the square. like really badly. I remember that part of the movie and I was like, yikes. But ooh, the graphic detail in the book, nauseous a little bit. But that sucks for him. Should have ran with Katniss. I don't know. Like, and again, Peeta's better than me because he's making sure that Katniss is okay while she's checking his wounds and everything. And I'm just like, oh no. This could never be me. I don't have the patience for it. Yeah, that's how far I am in the book. Right now, Gale is getting treated by Katniss's mom, and Katniss is telling Haymitch that she wants a revolution, and Haymitch is laughing in her face. So, I think I'm on chapter 9 right now, almost to chapter 10. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, just wanted to tell you the love triangle is triangling, and it's annoying me.
Hello, everyone. It is Monday. Happy Monday. So, I'm actually very excited for today. Not because anything special is happening. It's just because I finally got to the part in Catching Fire that is actually interesting. Sorry. Last night, I finally got to the part where Katniss finds out that the 75th Hunger Games, she has to go back in. That's when all the shit hits the fan. I'm sorry. I've enjoyed like the first part of the book, but part 2 is kind of where it's at. So, I'm so excited. When I got to that part on my Kindle last night, I literally had to put it down. I was like, I'm gonna be up all night getting to Finnick. So I'm not gonna do any of that. I was like hyperventilating because Katniss and Peeta are literally so cute. She's going to Haymitch being like, hey, if Peeta gets picked, you have to volunteer because you don't even like to live. Like, you don't care. And then Haymitch was like, Peeta told me that he's gonna volunteer if I get picked. So he's doing that to protect you. You're doing this to protect him. Y'all aren't working in each other's favor that much. And Haymitch is so real for that because what did she think was gonna happen? Peeta loves her with a capital L. Like, he kind of invented it, the concept of love. So yeah, I was literally hyperventilating. I was like, oh my god, that's so cute. This part's also kind of sad because who would want to go back into the games? Even watching the movie, I remembered the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, that's kind of evil. Like, President Snow, he needs to get a life and stop worrying about these teenagers, yes, but also kind of one of the best villains of all time because he's smart with what he does. Like, he might be an old, washed up, pathetic man. All of those things are true. But he's also so intelligent. The way that he's like picking Katniss apart with everything that he does, it's mostly his actions. Like, he's only had maybe 1 or 2 whole conversations with her since she won the games, and yet he's finding all of these ways to make her crumble. But she's Katniss, so she won't. But like his strategies of doing so, that's an evil man. But he's also one of my favorite book villains of all time because he's also not corny. You know, like, he's not corny in what he does. Everything is mastermind, planned out. But I do feel bad for Katniss and Peeta. Peeta's taking it like a champ. Literally, as soon as he heard, he went to Haymitch and was like, dude, don't even think about going. I'm gonna be in there and I'm gonna make sure Katniss gets out alive. Don't support me in that game. Support her. Get her sponsors. Yada. Like, meanwhile, Katniss was getting drunk in someone else's basement. Like, our priorities are 2 totally separate entities on 2 opposite spectrums. I'm so excited because this is the part of the book I've been waiting for. I'm like almost at the 50% mark. I didn't think the book would drag on so much to get to this point, but I'm finally here. And I have to go to school today. I'm going to be reading the audiobook on the way to school and back. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going so far. The book is great. I'm about to go to school. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, I will be reading by then.
Okay, so literally why are Peeta and Katniss so cute? Like, I'm at the part now where I think it's like a day or 2 before the games and they have like a day to just spend with each other and they're on the rooftop just hanging, just chilling, because that's all they want to do is be with each other. Like, I'm sorry, Gale had no fighting chance. He's got to give it up. Also, Katniss's jealousy towards Joanna when she strips down to that elevator, kind of iconic. And I don't remember, like, I'm genuinely like serious. When it comes to movie Peeta and book Peeta, they seem like completely different people to me. I don't remember Peeta being this open with his feelings or like this flirtatious and witty. Like, I remember like a few jokes here and there,
But no, like, he's got Riz. Maybe I need to rewatch the movie because it's been a while since I've seen Catching Fire, though I do prefer it to The Hunger Games, the first one. I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe I need to rewatch it because I know that Josh Hutcherson has Riz. I don't remember him playing the part of PETA and having it like this. Because these lines that PETA is pulling out of his butt right now, and she's questioning, and she's just like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Yes, you do. You're risking your life for PETA. You constantly say it. She can't go one chapter without saying it at least 3 times. You know what you're feeling. Who are you kidding? Like, who are you trying to fool? Because it's not me. I love them. I love them. And I want them to stay on this rooftop forever. Like, he's just painting her. And she's like just twiddling, making knots that Finnick taught her how to make. Love that he's here. Also, their little stunt that they pulled in front of the game makers, ooh, they're bold. I completely forgot that Katniss put Seneca like in a noose. That's so out of pocket, but I respect her so much. Like, these are my babies. I know that stuff is gonna happen to them and it's just gonna be straight pain after this one scene, but please, Suzanne Collins, I can't. I'm so scared, even though I know kind of what's gonna happen, at least in this book, because again, in Mockingjay, I have no idea. I did not read Mockingjay and I did not see those movies, so I don't know. Please, let my babies be all right. The kids aren't all right in this world, but let them be all right here. Let Katniss and PETA just be happy, like, goodness gracious. Also, the backstory with Haymitch and his games, because he had the quarter quelling game too. He was in the 50th Hunger Games. That was nice. And seeing the backstory with Mage's aunt as his partner in the Hunger Games, the lore, it's thickening. I love it. Hello, next day driving to school. I feel like this is just a driving vlog, but I almost forgot about the pregnancy scare, lie, thing, whatever PETA did during that interview. He's so bold that it's actually hilarious because it catches Katniss off guard too because she doesn't know shit. He does this and never tells her anything, which I think is kind of like out of pocket but also hilarious. Also, just in advance, rip to Senna. He was a good man. He hasn't died yet, but that dress, historical, iconic, but we all know what's gonna happen to him because of that dress that he made. R.I.P. He was my dude. But this pregnancy, oh, gag. He had 5 seconds. He had 5 seconds to come up with something and he did it. And I know President Snow is fuming. I know he's fuming. Loser. Next day, I have like 15% left of this book, but Katniss just got to the part where she found out that the arena is a clock. That's so iconic. Like, I remember seeing that in the theater and being like, oh my god, that's actually pretty genius. I was waiting for that part in the book. I was like, when is she gonna find out that the arena is a clock? Like, Suzanne Collins, you kind of ate. Like, that's so genius. TikTok, it's a clock. Like, yeah, I'm almost done with this book. I low-key want to finish it today, but I don't know if I will. By the way, it's another day. It's a new day, if you couldn't tell by my outfit. Yeah, I've barely been able to read on my Kindle lately simply because I have no time. So I'm mostly reading in my car. So whenever I'm on the road, best believe I'm playing this audiobook. But yeah, almost done. Katniss just found out the arena is a clock. Finnick just lost Mags. It's going down for real. Yeah, the clock arena is just like no one does this in YA anymore. No one has the range to do this, I fear. Like, this is kind of like it's a classic, I know, but as I'm reading this book, I really do feel like this was like a better adaptation than the first movie, because literally every single thing they got right in this book, they put it perfectly into a movie format. Just really, really iconic. Okay, hi, you're in my car right now, as you've been the past, like, I don't know, however long this vlog has gone on for, but I'm currently parked at work, and I just have to say something because I only have 20 minutes left of this book, okay, which I'm assuming means I'm on the last chapter. I'm at the part where Katniss shot the arrow up at the dome and everything is on fire right now. Yeah, I'm at that part. So we're all in agreement
right? That Catching Fire is the best one in the trilogy. I haven't even read the last book yet, okay? And nor do I really know how it's gonna go down. But I don't think anything can top this. Peak literature, and the movie is peak cinema. I'm so happy that I've read the books now, because I think I said this while reading the first one. I understand Katniss's motives now so much more. Like, yes, I know that everything she does is to protect Peeta, but like the way, because like she has an inner monologue in this book, so like I can understand her tactics and strategies a lot more now. Her calling Peeta over, knowing that her calling Peeta over means that other tributes can hear her. She knows that that'll make them get away from Peeta and come to her as a target, so Peeta is out of harm's way. Like stuff like that. I just like knowing now, because in the movie I remember thinking, why is she doing that? That's so stupid. I get it. Also, Plutarch, first of all, can we just talk about the name? I don't remember his name being that wild. So unserious. But anyway, I can't wait for him to make an appearance in this last chapter. What else can I say? Peeta is down so bad. They're both down terrible, but Peeta, especially at the age of 17, he's just like, if you die, I have nothing to live for. Like, basically shoot me then, because I'm not gonna be able to make it without you. They've both been doing that, but Peeta is really about it. Like, he's literally just like, you got family, I got no one except for you. So you leaving me is gonna do what for me? Like, I don't get it. And you know what? Fair enough. I'm not one for suicide pacts or anything like that, especially not with YA books, because this is pretty much like a suicide pact at the end of the day, even though they're not outwardly saying it. But Peeta is down so bad. I just really appreciate the dynamic between Katniss and Peeta, where Katniss is the girl that doesn't know how to communicate. She's very grumpy all the time, very to herself, and Peeta's more of like the sunshine, talkative, optimistic one between the two of them. I love the dynamic. I genuinely do. Peeta's like, no, we should trust Finnick, Joanna, Beetee, whatever, and Katniss is just like, no, we gotta go, they're gonna like betray us. Also, Katniss trying to put together why everyone's saving her and Peeta constantly throughout this game is so funny, because like she already has trust issues, but now they're like level 100. Like, it's real. She's questioning everything, and she's kind of funny. Like, she's kind of a comedian. Like, her dry humor, me. But yeah, every time she's like doubting someone, it's so funny, because I'm just like, girl, you don't even know what the plan is, because Hamish didn't tell her anything. But he did give her that one hint, like, remember who the enemy is. Think smarter, not harder, Katniss. Think smarter, not harder. But yeah, I'm about to get through this last chapter. I'm actually about to go into work, but I'll probably get through the last chapter on my way back home, and yeah, then I'll be starting Mockingjay. And remember, I'm going into Mockingjay blind. That's one book I have not read. Those two movies, the part 1 and part 2, I've never seen them, so I don't know what to expect going into that one. These first two books, I knew kind of what to expect because I saw the first two movies. Mockingjay, I have no idea. And then I still need to read President Snow's prequel, The Ballad of Songs and Snake, whatever. I need to read that. So after I'm done with this book, I don't really know what to expect. I'm scared, but we move. Yes, okay, I'm gonna go inside of my job now. I'll talk to you guys later when I'm done with Catching Fire.
Okay, so I finished the book. Excellent, stellar, fantastic, phenomenal. Little to no notes. Like, the only thing that I could say that I kind of disliked about it was, again, the love triangle. Because why? Like, why? It's so unnecessary. But also, like, the beginning was a little bit slow. Besides that, it was like kind of a perfect book. I don't know what I would rate it. I think I'm going to save my ratings for my book wrap-ups or whatever. I'll start Mockingjay tomorrow. I think I'm going to watch Catching Fire. That movie, from what I remember from reading this book, stayed true to basically everything. So I think I should watch it. But it's pissing me off. Okay, this is like a tangent. There was like a whole month, I think, where Netflix had all of the Hunger Games movies and you could watch it. And now they don't have it anymore. And so now I have to rent them. So freaking annoying. Like, I should have done this like a month or two ago. At some point, all of these streaming sites, they had every single Hunger Games movie and you could watch it. Like, I'm not making that up. I swear that was a thing. But now I can't. But I'm really desperate. Like, I love Catching Fire. I haven't seen it as much as the first movie, but it's stuck in my head. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, that's my update. I'll start Mockingjay tomorrow. I'm having a great time with this series though, if you couldn't tell. Like, that sequel really like sent me over the edge. I'm so ready for whatever Mockingjay is going to give me. Okay, guys, it is the next day. I'm officially on Mockingjay, the last book in the Hunger Games trilogy. Like I said last night, I'm going in completely blind to Mockingjay. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into when it comes to this particular book. I think I know one spoiler, and it's like I think it's a big spoiler. I don't know. I don't know anything except for one thing, and I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong, but I remember when it happened. Like, I remember like when the movies came out, people were really upset about something. So yeah. It's been like 10 years since the last movie, but my brain still keeps little stuff like that inside. But I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I don't know if it's going to be in the movie or in the book. I don't know. So I'm going to keep that to myself until I get to that part. But yeah, right now, Peeta is at the Capitol. Katniss is the Mockingjay, the symbol of the revolution she needs to fight. Yeah, I know that this book for some reason got split into 2 movies. If I end up liking the ending, then I'll watch the movies, because I haven't seen the movies either. I know nothing about this. So if I end up liking the last book and the way it ends, I'll watch the 2 movies. I hated that era when every finale to a series got split up into 2 parts. Like, why? I am going to start reading the audiobook on the way to school and back, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. And then after Mockingjay, I'm gonna read the prequel. I think I said this at the beginning of this video. I'm so excited for the prequel because I want to know more about President Snow and why he's this unhinged when it comes to teenagers. Like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal. I need to know your backstory. I'm most excited for that one, to be honest. I could skip over Mockingjay, I would, but I need to make sure that Peeta's okay. And I feel like this book is going to put me through the ringer when it comes to Peeta. So pray for me. But yeah, I'm about to go to school. I will see you guys later.
What do you mean Peeta is asking for the war to cease? Like, what do you mean? Oh, President Snow, when I find you, when I catch you. Because what do you mean he's up in an interview with Caesar, of all people, telling him that he wants them to cease fire? I know that he's doing it to protect Katniss because he doesn't want her to fight in a war and he doesn't want President Snow on her ass. So like, this is like the most neutral way of speaking, but please be serious. Peeta, be serious. I know that he's probably also getting tortured. Like, there are a lot of factors playing into this, okay? But I'm gonna need him to be so fucking for real right now. It's either we go to war or you keep on having to do these stupid games. You gotta be so fucking for real. And you know what? I respect him because at the end of the day, he is just doing it for Katniss, but that's wild.
And also Haymitch going through withdrawals. Like, he's being forced to sober up in this District 13, which, by the way, they're guilty until proven innocent to me. I don't trust no one. I don't trust no one. And Katniss is sus about them too. So, but she's sus about everything. She has really bad trust issues. But in this case scenario, it's valid because y'all been hiding undercover for how long? Didn't intervene or anything. Now that a teenage girl, a 17-year-old girl, has stepped up to the plate to be the face of your war, and now you want to intervene? Weird. I am currently on, I think, chapter 3, 4, I don't know, but a lot happened in those first few chapters, and I'm just kind of like flabbergasted a bit. Happy that Peeta's alive. I highly doubt that he would have gotten killed off, but like, seriously, like when they first showed him in the chapter with Caesar, I was like, oh my god. Like, till his dying breath, he's defending Katniss, and that's a real man. He's so real for that. But we need to start making the plan to get him out. Like, yeah, I know a war is going on, but how are we gonna get him out of there? Get him out. Hello, I'm currently in my break room at work, but I don't trust these District 13 people at all. They're trying to make sure she doesn't see these interviews that Peeta is having. Something's suspicious, something's weird, and I don't trust any of them, and I want Katniss to get out of there. Like, run, girl, take Gale, take your family, and get out of there. Also, can we talk about Gale real quick? He's really in his element with this whole like revolution thing. Granted, he's been talking about it for like
3 books straight, so this is really his time to shine. And I think he's less annoying now in this book, simply because both him and Katniss don't want to bring up any romantic feelings they had for each other in the last book, which makes me ask again what the point of that was then. Like, why do the whole love triangle thing? Like, why? Because neither of them have brought it up. He's a better friend to Katniss than an actual partner, so why couldn't it just stay like that? Because these scenes with them being all buddy-buddy and best friends, like, those are cute to me. Everything that happened with Gale and Katniss in the last book was so unnecessary. Because I like him 10 times more in this book. Because for one, he makes Katniss less uncomfortable in this book. In the last book, she was uncomfortable whenever Gale brought up romantic feelings. So he's less on her about that. And he's really about his shit. Like, he's not afraid to start the war. The kill count with him doesn't really matter. He's really with the shit. So I like Gale a lot more in this book. Yeah, Peeta's definitely getting tortured. Katniss, girl, we gotta get him out. We gotta get him out. Don't know how she's gonna do it, but it's like an escape mission. Good that she made sure that if they get him out and the other tributes, that District 13 won't kill them. Because for some reason they see the other tributes as villains for some reason, and I'm kind of just like, that doesn't make sense. Everything about District 13 just really rubs me the wrong way. Like, the few people that we have seen so far in this 3rd book from District 13, they're not necessarily like bad people, they're just really sus. Like, really, really sus. I don't know who else to trust besides like maybe Bog, the right hand to the president of District 13, because he seems really, really chill, but I know that he's willing to die for this president under any circumstance, or kill whoever he needs to that goes against the president. So I don't trust him, but as a character, I think he's the most likable from District 13, but he's still very sus. I don't trust anyone in this district. I need Katniss out of there. I know she's like the Mockingjay and they're gonna help her campaign or whatever for the revolution, but I need her to think smarter, not harder. These people are insane. I take it all back. I take it all back. He brought it up. He brought it up with tears in his eyes. No way to answer. Katniss kissed him. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea why she did that. Like, why? And why is he bringing it up? Like, why can't we just let it go? You guys are better off as friends. I know that he loves her and it hurts and it's painful. And I know that Katniss isn't helping by continuing to kiss him when he's in pain, but we need to just let it go. And the fact that he even brought it up, he was like, you only kiss me when I'm in pain. Can anyone else say toxic? Can y'all hear it in the back of the room? Toxic? But at least he's self-aware. So maybe now that he knows that, he can get her to stop, and then he can stop, and then we can just focus on the main issue. Peeta. No, like, I heard him say that in the audiobook while I was at work, and I was like gagged because someone had to say it. I didn't think Gale would be the one to do it though. Like, yeah, he might be annoying, but he's also like, he gets it. He understands why that relationship between him and Katniss can never work. She looks at him like a sick puppy. That's why she gives him love and affection. Damn, that's terrible. Oof, tragic. But also, him not telling Katniss about the interview with Peeta and Caesar, weirdo behavior. I was doing it to protect you. No, you weren't. Annoying.
Bro, I know that this story ends with a happy ending, but this entire book so far, I'm like 40% in. But this entire book so far has been so fucking sad. So the rescue mission for Peeta is on. Gale is on the team to go get him. Didn't expect that, but we move. Finnick is sad. We need to fix that. I know that the mission is to get Peeta, but can we get Annie too? Because Finnick has been struggling like really bad, and it makes me sad whenever he pops up in the scene because he's not doing okay. Let's get everyone out. Like, I know that Peeta is the primary source of Katniss's happiness and they need him in order for her to work, but I don't know, everyone's suffering. Let's just get the people out and bring them to 13. I don't know, like, it's just very sad. Everything about it is sad. When Finnick started breaking down in front of Katniss, I literally lost my mind. I'm in my car. It's like, it's time for my actual break. I'm done. I can't do this. But Peeta's coming soon, hopefully, and that means Katniss is gonna be good, hopefully. Finnick, I don't know. I have no idea, but I guess we move.
President Snow, you're a bitch. Like, he's terrible. Leaving red roses outside of the District 13 lane that you blew up. Oh, that's an evil mastermind. Like, I'm not one to give a white man their praise, but he's really out here outsmarting almost everyone except for Katniss. Like, I know he's pissed. This 17-year-old girl is working circles around him. And he's about to be even more mad when Peeta gets out. So, yeah, I can understand why this movie got split up into 2 parts, because I'm not even 40% in and a lot is happening. I'm also enjoying this book because it talks about the politics of everything. Like, the politics is kind of what's getting me going in this book. Because to be frank, nothing really is happening besides Katniss making, like, propaganda videos for the revolution. And that's been happening every single chapter. So it's nothing, like, magnificent, but, like, the world building when it comes to District 13 and the people that live there and what's going on with Peeta. I'm actually very scared to watch the Mockingjay movies because I know it's going to show footage of whatever's going on with Peeta, because as far as I know in this book, we're not getting that because this book is in Katniss's point of view, but I'm sure the movies are going to go into great detail as to what Snow is doing to this boy. I need him out. I need him out of there. I can't. Like, everyone's suffering. I know that the trilogy ends with a happy ending. Like, that's the one thing I do know, and I can't wait. I'm so ready for these kids to be free. President Snow selling Finnick from sex? I'm flabbergasted, but I'm not really that surprised. Because of course he would do that. Mind you, Finnick was 14 years old when he won the games. So he's been doing this for how long? How long? Like, every year? Ooh, I want him burnt to a crisp. I want him tortured. He's not seeing heaven, that man. Ooh, he's going to hell. Like, genuinely. I can't. Every time Finnick talks, I get so sad. I can't do this. And he has all of President Snow's secrets. I know Snow is shaking, crying on his little throne. He's shaking, crying, throwing up right now. I just know it. Finnick has your tea, and he's about to air it all out. Ooh. But that genuinely it made me so fucking sad. Like, I'm in shock. I want to go home and lay in bed and cry. Oh my god, Finnick deserves so much better. Oh my god. Hello, it's currently the next day. I don't know where I left off. I don't know when the last time I updated was or what the update was about, but we have Peeta, kind of. Snow. Oh, I can't stress enough how evil this man is. Like, he's really going to hell. He hijacked Peeta's brain. Just hijacked it. So now every time Peeta sees Katniss, he feels the need to get violent. Katniss obviously can't deal with that. She's in distress 24/7. So she went to District 2 and they shot her ass. Guys, I'm only 55% into this book. I can't. I'm getting a headache. Again, Katniss keeps on kissing Gale. Why? I don't know. I keep saying this. I really don't know why they keep on pushing this. She's kissed him, like, I think 3 times in this book. Why? I know that she's really sad and in distress and just needs comfort and affection. But why go to Gale for that when you have your sister, your mother, Haymitch, literally anyone else? I know that Gale is her best friend, but this is so rocky. Like, their relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it, is so I don't like it. It gives me the ick. It genuinely gives me the ick. I can't believe there's still like 5 hours of this audiobook left. I just need people to be okay, and I need Snow burnt to a crisp. I need him tortured. It's true. I have so much anger for this man. But yeah, I have to get to work. I'll probably read during work. It's only a 3-hour shift though, so it's not terrible. And by the way, I have a 4-day weekend this weekend. For some reason, my school is doing like a fall break. We didn't get that last year or the year before that. I don't know. It's a new thing. So hopefully I can finish Mockingjay and this prequel book by the time I have to go back to school. I'm hoping that I can get through this book either today or tomorrow. Most likely today, but we'll see. Finnick and Annie are getting married! Ah! I just want someone to have a happy ending, and if it's gonna be them, that's totally fine. Finnick has suffered enough. Oh my god, and this wedding scene is so fucking beautiful. but I have to go into work and I can't finish it because I'm already late. It's so freaking cute. I'm literally gonna combust into tears. Oh my god. Also, I know that Annie is said to be crazy, but who wouldn't go crazy in a world like this? Like, I feel like people are so judgmental. If you had to go and fight to the death against other kids your age and you made it out of that shit alive by some possible way, you'd come out crazy too. Like, I don't know, people piss me off, but Finnick and Annie got married. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy. Okay, ignore the crown on my head. I got this from work, and ignore the sounds in the background. It is pouring outside. But I just got home. I'm listening to this book, and I'm peeved. I'm upset. Peeta really doesn't remember shit. He's looking at Katniss as if she's a stranger. My heart hurts, genuinely. Literally asked her if she enjoyed anything that they had, if she loved him, and her response was silence. Asked her if she thought it was okay for her to kiss him and Gale at the same time, and her response was, well, I didn't ask for either of your permission, so... Literally, what's going on? I feel like I'm on the edge. I'm about to tip off soon. I can't do this. Also, why is Coin telling her that she can't go to the Capitol? Because she missed training. That seems like a BS reason. Y'all didn't mind her fighting in District 8, in District 11. Y'all didn't mind that. She literally just got shot. Y'all didn't mind taking her to all these places where she got hurt. But as soon as the chance comes for her to kill Snow in his own home, you want to take that away? I don't trust it. I'm a little confused. The way that Peeta is moving has me concerned. I don't know this man. Like, he's acting normal. It's just the fact that he doesn't remember Katniss. Like, he had to look at old Hunger Games footage to remember what they went through. And even now, he's like, nothing about that seems genuine. Which is fair. In the first games, it wasn't. But what now? And Katniss isn't helping her case because she can't outwardly say that she loves him. She went through hell and back to get this boy back, and she just can't say the words. Girl, please. Please. I'm suffering. I know that I'm not in this book, and I am not one of these teenagers that is getting tortured and killed in a war, but I feel like I'm suffering reading this. And now she's in training. Girl, I don't care about training. I really don't. Get Snow off with his head. Get Peeta back. Make him love you again. Gale, who cares? We need to get shit back to normal. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm actually getting irritated. I don't want to see a training montage with Joanna, though I'm happy Joanna is alive. Good for her. But I don't care about that. Now we're gonna waste precious time in training. For what? She's already good with a bow and arrow, and she's been killing these people back to back with the bow and arrow. For how long? She has put the bow and arrow on the map. Archery? It's the it girl of the districts because of Katniss. She doesn't need any training. So I'm just like, what? I feel like this book is too long. We don't need this. We don't need this. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna do homework, and then I'm gonna continue reading. I'm almost like 60% into it, so I'm hoping I can get through the rest by today, but I don't know. I'm so over it.
Haymitch has no reason being this real. Because why did he have to clock Katniss like that? Like, that's actually insane. He literally went, okay, so if you were in Peeta's shoes, like if the roles were reversed with you and Peeta, you know that he wouldn't be shutting you out. He wouldn't be villainizing you or berating you. He'd be trying to get you back. So why aren't you doing the same for him? Ooh, clock that. But I don't really blame Katniss. Peeta has been treating her like shit since he got there. So I don't blame her for wanting to distance herself or even like make him out to be kind of terrible, because he's been out to get her since he's been back. But at the same time, he's not himself. He's been tortured, and then he got his brain hijacked, and then he got his brain de-hijacked by District 13. He's been through a lot. So I think Haymitch is right. Low key, like, yeah, he kind of ate with that. Anyway, Peeta's on this mission with Katniss and her squad. I wasn't really paying attention to the audiobook, so I don't know what mission it's on. I'm hoping it's to go to the Capitol, but I think it's just to make like propaganda videos for District 13. So they're not actually going to be fighting. They're just going to be like pretend fighting so they can put it on camera and show other districts what the rebellion looks like, which I think is hilarious. Like, the way that they're going about this is so real in like a politics sort of way, and it's kind of funny. Like, I'm reading this as satire. Gail is in her squad, Finnick is in her squad, and this is low-key mapped out. Not even low-key, it is mapped out like a Hunger Games arena, which brings me back to my question from earlier. I don't know why she needed training. And Finnick brought up that question too. He was like, why did you guys bother us with training? We're the most eligible to be in this. Why did we have to train to do this? This is basically another Hunger Games arena. Same, Finnick, same. I don't get it. Did Finnick have to die? Did he have to die? Was that a real thing that just happened? Like, am I just like in some sick and twisted nightmare? Did Finnick really just die? I'm about to burn the world to the ground. Did Finnick really just die by these mutt lizard people? That's how he's gonna go out? Really? Why couldn't it have been Gale? I would have taken literally anyone else. Except for PETA, obviously. But Gale was right there. I'm about to flip all this shit over. I'm pissed. He just got married. And now he's dead. I have 20% of this book left. I don't know how much more I can take. I'm so fucking tired. I can't. It's only 9:30. I feel like it's 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm exhausted. Like, genuinely. The past 2 chapters have tired me out. PETA has no will to live. All these mutts are after Katniss. Finnick just died. Gale is still alive. I have suffered enough. I'm exhausted. I've suffered enough. I'm at my breaking point. This is it. This is the breaking point. Finnick dying. Wow, that's crazy. 20% left, Marina. You have 20% left. I'm good. I'm great. I'm fine. I'm so fine. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna make it. But Finnick didn't. This Suzanne Collins is sick. She's so sick for this. Oh my god. Hello. It is currently the next morning. I got to the part where Prem died. Now, that was a part I was spoiled about. But is it really a spoiler for a book that came out like over a decade ago? I don't think so. It's just one of those parts I was anticipating. I knew that Gale was technically the one to kill her, but I didn't know how. You know, like, I knew about that part, but I didn't know how or why, like the reasoning behind it. This talk that Katniss and Snow are having, where he's airing out all of 13's business. Oh, okay, white man. Okay. Like, that's one thing we can agree with. District 13 is a very, very corrupt organization. Like, very terrible. Coin, also going to hell. How are you going to bomb children? And then Beatty and Gale, how are you going to make the bombs and orchestrate the plan to bomb the children? Oh, no. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I have less than 90% of this book left, though, so I'm hoping to finish this before work. I just wanted to let you guys know. I got to the part where Prem died, and Katniss is barely saying a word. Like, kind of psychologically damaged, very psychologically damaged. This conversation with Snow that she's having, long overdue. And I get why she doesn't believe him, because Snow is a liar and a very, very evil person. But they've always kept it 100 with each other. Whether it comes to their dislike for one another or like their reasonings behind what they're doing, he's never lied. I'll give Snow that. He's never really lied to Katniss about anything. So I don't think she should downplay what he's saying, you know? But yeah, I need Coin gone. I need Gel Kaplooey. I need him gone. Where's PETA? He hasn't been brought up in like 2 chapters. Where's this guy at? Let's get to the bottom of something real. Where's PETA at? Okay, so why did Coin really want to take power? Like, let's just be real. Let's talk real quick. Why did this lady really want to take in the power of Panem? If she's just gonna make another Hunger Games, the last Hunger Games, this will be the final one. Sure, well, in order to decide if the people in the Capitol should die, you're gonna send the children of the Capitol to fight? Like, I'm sorry, District 13, its leaders, at least, not all of District 13, but the leaders of District 13, this Coin lady, she has to go. Like, this is stupid. I have less than 10% of this book left. I'm gonna need her to be so serious. Just a vile woman. Oh my god. As soon as she said that, I literally had to pause the audiobook and take a lap. What's her issue? What's her problem? The one thing that this whole war is about, you want to re-implement for one last time. This bitch is crazy. She's absolutely insane. I don't feel like turning on my light, but Katniss is way too good with this like bow and arrow. She got coin. Kaplooey, splat, she's dead. Oh, she's so real for that. But we also need to kill Snow. Like, I know that that arrow was meant for Snow and Coin just happened to be there, so that's great. But now we gotta get Snow. We gotta get this man out of here. What about a 2-for-1 deal? Can someone hand her another arrow and she can finish him off? All these old people need to leave. Okay, hi. I'm finally out of bed. I finished the book. I finished the Hunger Games trilogy. Literally, what did I just read? When it comes to classic YA series and like the way that they end, this wasn't terrible. I actually really liked that ending with Katniss and Peeta with their children. It's just, everything is just so sad. Like, they will be traumatized for life. Yikes. But at least she doesn't have to deal with Gale. He's like off in District 2, which I really, really liked that way of ending it. Because if he were just like there vibing in District 12 while Katniss and Peeta were there with their children, I would have been weirded out by that. When it comes to that last book, I think I would rate it the lowest out of all three, simply because I feel like it dragged on in a way that it didn't need to, especially that first half. But because of that, I think I understand why it was split into 2 movies. Granted, I still have not seen the 2 movies, so take my opinions with a grain of salt. But I understand why they split it in half, because the author, Suzanne, she tried to fit in a lot in that one book. A lot of stuff that, in my opinion, didn't need to be included. Basically, everything that happened before they went to capture Peeta, I just feel like they could have like rushed that. Like a Cliff Notes version of that. Like, yeah, it's nice to understand District 13 and why they're there and how they've survived that long and the society of District 13 and how they work, but it didn't need to last that long. I think by the time I actually got to the action part of the book, I was happy but so overwhelmed. Until that point, nothing was happening. I was kind of just like getting hit back to back. And also, the way Snow died just felt like such a cop-out. He choked on his own blood. No, he deserted a very painful, torturous death. Not good enough for me. Sorry. I know that Coin had to die. Like, Katniss had to be the one to do that too. She has enemies to take out. But if I had to choose between putting that arrow through Coin or Snow, I would have chosen Snow. Like, that ending for him just really pissed me off. I didn't like the way that they ended Hamich's story. He has such a vague ending and it kind of pisses me off. Like, he goes back to being a drunk and then he wasn't even mentioned in the epilogue, so you never know if he got better. Like, I thought him sobering up in District 13 was the start of his like growth, redemption, all this stuff, but no. So what's the lesson with that? Like, the trauma never leaves. I don't get it. Yeah, and Prem dying, I remember, because I know when a lot of people saw the movie when it first came out and a lot of people that read the book, a lot of people were saying, oh well, Prem was annoying, so like who cares? But she didn't do anything in the books like at all. Like, they showed her a lot in this last book, which is how like I remembered what's gonna happen to her because of how much she's in this third book. But I was like, she didn't do anything to deserve that. And the way that she was killed off also felt a little bit strange. You don't see her for a good like 30% of the book, and then she blew up in a literal sense. She kabooey, kaboom. That's crazy. R.I.P. everyone that died in this series. Like, oh, so many lives lost. Like, I know Peeta and Katniss are just done. Yeah, I just felt like the ending was okay, a bit anticlimactic, again, because obviously Snow is the big villain, the big bad guy. You expect Katniss to be the one to kill him, and that's not the case. So I just feel like something about it was strange. Like, the vibes felt off. Like, yeah, I'm happy that Katniss and Peeta ended up together. I'm happy that they had kids, because that was one of Katniss's greatest fears, was being able to get married and start a family in the society where kids get taken to be killed by one another. So I'm happy that she has overcome that fear and that she's raising a family. But everything else, I'm kind of just like, oh, okay. Okay. At least my faves got a happy ending, but like, I don't know. Also, Finnick and Annie's newborn son. It's too early to get this emotional. I need to literally calm down. He deserves so much better. I'm still upset about that. I low-key think I was told about Finnick's death too, but I think I kind of blocked that out my mind. I was like, that's definitely a lie. Someone's lying to me. Because as soon as I read it, I was like, oh yeah, this does happen. I was just in denial up to this point. I completely blocked out the fact that someone told me Finnick died because I was just hoping it wasn't true. But no, I knew about that too. The series has been out for a while, so I'm not really mad about finding out the big plot points and spoilers, because they're not really spoilers when the series has been out this long, in my opinion. If I didn't hear anything about it, I must have been living under a rock. But I wasn't. I'm still here. So I've heard a lot of stuff about this series. So going in, I knew what was going to happen, kind of, but not to that extent of the ending. Now we need to get to this prequel, because I don't even know where to go with this. Let's just get to the prequel. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, hello. It is 2 days later. I know I said in my previous clip that I would be reading this book the next day, which was Monday, which was yesterday. Whoa. But it's currently Tuesday. So today is just about reading, okay? It's currently 12 right now. Finally posted a video for the channel. I posted my fall recommendation video. Go check that out if you haven't already. But now I'm gonna focus on reading. I'm so excited. I do have work later, so I'm gonna try to cram in as much reading as I can before I head out to work in a few hours. Right now, I'm just gonna focus on reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the one that I've been anticipating the most. I know nothing about it other than it is about Snow, his whole story. Very exciting. I know that the movie has Rachel Ziegler in it. That's literally all I know. I don't know anything else. I don't know how this movie is going to turn out, how the book is going to turn out. I do know that when I tried to get the audiobook on Libby, the hold would have lasted like 3 months. I should have figured, because the movie comes out in a few weeks, so obviously everyone's trying to read it right now. But with that being said, I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this, because now I have no choice but to read it physically, or at least like physically as in like on my Kindle. I have no choice but to read this and not have someone sprouting in my ear what's going on. So that might mean this is going to take me some more time, okay? But I'm going to try to read as much as I can throughout the next few days. My goal is to have this book done by the weekend. Let's hope, let's hope. And I found out I don't have class on Thursday either. So although I have to go into class tomorrow, on Wednesday, my teacher canceled class on Thursday. So I should technically have enough time to get through this book, okay? How long is it? Okay, it's about the same length of like 400 pages. Okay, that's not that bad. I feel like this is going to be different, not only because like it's a prequel series about completely different characters, but just because like my experience reading it is about to be so different. No more talking. Let's get into The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Tigress is in this book. Okay, so I was low-key confused about Tigress being in Mockingjay, because I didn't remember her being a stylist for when Katniss and Peeta went into the Hunger Games. She is Snow's stylist, or at least she was. I don't know. Apparently they're cousins. Interesting. So she kind of helped bring Snow down in Mockingjay because he saw her as worthless. Ooh, the drama runs deep in the family, I see. Interesting. Okay, I think I see where this is going. He just got assigned a District 12 tribute to mentor for the 10th annual games. Yeah, I see where this is going. Is Miss Suzanne Collins gonna rack up his vengeance to Katniss being because of his once relationship? Maybe, I don't know what it's going to play out to be. His once relationship with the District 12 tribute. Is that what this is going to be? Because if that's the case, if what all he did throughout those 3 books was because of a vendetta against this one tribute he's about to mentor, oh, I'm actually going to be upset. Because that's a very stupid reason, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now, I will say I am enjoying seeing like the early stages of the Hunger Games, like what they were before all of like the high-tech engineering, glorified reality TV aspects of it came about. Like this is like the real Hunger Games. And I think that's interesting. I also find it interesting that Snow is poor. Like, while his family does come from money after the war, they kind of lost everything. But yeah, I swear, if they chalk up all of this hatred he had for Katniss to be about this damn girl, ooh, headache forming. Oh no. Hello guys. You couldn't tell by me being in the car in my outfit. It's a new day. It's Thursday, okay? I am really liking it so far, so much so that I wish I had time to read it. Like, it's actually pissing me off that I don't have time to read this book. I think I might like this more than the actual Hunger Games books. I know that there would be no this without that. Like, I get it. But I don't know. I think this one is a lot more interesting. I think it's just because it's told from a capital person's perspective, okay? Like, we're in Snow's head in this. It's not even just because it's Snow, though. Our narrator kind of being Snow makes it a lot more entertaining and interesting. I've always wondered how the capital people came up with this. Like, how do you come up with something as dehumanizing, as asinine, as chaotically unhinged and ridiculous as the Hunger Games? Like, who came up with that as a concept? So to see that it's like the 10th year anniversary of Hunger Games, and like the war is literally just ended 10 years ago, everything is still fresh and new to people, seeing them come up with the concepts of like how to get sponsors, how the tribute should be presented, the mentors, the concept of mentors being people from like school, like the academy. I just think that's so much more interesting than the actual games themselves. Like the strategizing it takes to make something like this, very sick and twisted, but it's very interesting to me. I'm also liking all of the characters because you can see, again, because it's from the capital people's perspective, that a lot of the people did not want to do this. Like, a lot of the people that were in the classrooms coming up with these concepts, they realized how terrible this was. Like, not all of them, obviously, some of them didn't care, but a lot of the people, including Snow for the most part, they were all kind of just like, this feels bad, like this doesn't sit right with my spirit, I don't want to do this, we're treating people like animals, isn't there another way for this to work? Like, why do we need to do this? I'm sure in the Hunger Games there were people at the Capitol that believed this. Like, they believed that the Hunger Games should not be a thing, that district kids should not be put through this. But for the most part, because it, like, by the time the Hunger Games came around, it was already like 70 years in, a lot of the capital people at least presented in a way where they believed that what they were doing was okay. Whereas, because in this book it's set like 10 years into the games, there are still people that lived through the war that believe that this should not be a thing. Like, it's very interesting. I'm really enjoying Sejanus, whatever his name is, the guy that Snow has it out for some reason. I get that it's like jealousy, but this boy has done nothing wrong. He's such a saint. I swear, if he ends up dying for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm gonna be so upset. But something tells me that that's what's gonna be happening. I don't know. I know that one of Snow's classmates got killed off by a tribute, which is what she gets. I'm at the part where Snow and one of his classmates are in the head game maker, her area, like her classroom, presenting the ideas as sponsors to her. But before this, Snow and the other mentors were supposed to give out food to the tributes. And this girl, I already forgot her name, I think her name is like Arcane or something, she literally was taunting the girl, like, here's a sandwich, oh no, take it back, here's a sandwich, nope, take it back, literally like pleasing the crowd, because they're in like this kind of zoo landscape or whatever where the tributes are constantly being watched by people in the crowd. So whenever the tributes and mentors interact, the audience can see it. So I understand what she was doing. She was playing to get the audience to notice her tribute, maybe to get her sponsors, I don't know, but I highly doubt it, because she also seemed very cruel. Because why would you tease her like that? And now your neck is slit, like slit throat, oh no, ooh, boo-hoo. I know that everyone's grieving, but I'm glad that Snow was just like, she had it coming. You already treat these people like animals. You literally have them in like a zoo pen, and now you're taunting them with food, knowing that they haven't eaten in like days. Off with your head. And that's exactly what happened to her. Unhappy about the fact that the girl the tribute that killed her from District 10 died, but knew it was coming because duh. As far as characters go, I really do think I like this better than the Hunger Games, because when it comes to an actual narrator, Snow was very clear-cut and straightforward about what he's after and what he needs and why he's doing all of this. I do love Katniss, I do, but reading in her point of view at some point just became very, very repetitive, because she's so dry and doesn't know how to show emotions. Everything she did confused the hell out of me. There are cars driving around here and I don't know why. Reading in Katniss's point of view, by the time the third book came around, I was just like, I'm so over it. And now reading about these new characters like Lucy Gray, very entertaining,
because she's already putting on a show for the people. She's doing it as like this crazy girl who sings and dances and wears like tutus, but obviously it's an act. It's just nice to know that there are people that know how to play the game, because of course it's not Candace's fault. Like, she knew how to play the game, she just didn't want to. But these tributes, specifically Lucy Gray and then Snow, her mentor, they both know how to play the game. So it's entertaining watching this, especially from people like Lucy Gray, who are just kind of here to be here. Like, she's not really even from District 12, which I find interesting. Like, she was kind of like traveling with the circus or whatever, and just so happened to land in 12 as an orphan, but she's not really from there. It's very interesting the way that like Suzanne Collins is setting up the story and the plot. Very well done, in my opinion. And all of the characters, for the most part, really, really well done. I didn't rewatch the trailer or anything, but as I'm reading, I remember I watched like the teaser trailer a while ago when it first came out, and then I remembered all of these actors that are in it. And I don't know if the actors that I saw in the trailer are playing the roles that I'm putting them in this book as, but I saw like Hunter Schaffner, the guy from Game of Thrones. I think his name is Pete or something. So sorry, terrible with names. And then Viola Davis. I'm pretty sure I know which characters they are based on the aesthetic, how they presented themselves in the trailer. I think I know which character they're playing, so I'm imagining them in this. I don't want to look at any trailer or anything until I'm done with the book, so I can analyze. But from what I remember from that trailer and everything I saw in it, very interesting to me. I think I'm enjoying this a lot. At first I was worried because this book came out like so long after the Hunger Games. I was scared that this was going to be like a money grab and that there wouldn't be much depth or more to tell when it came to like the Hunger Games universe. But no, like, this is actually really good. I'm enjoying myself a lot, and I'm gonna try to get through this chapter. I think I'm on chapter 7 or 8, I don't remember. So yeah, that's the update. Having a blast. And that right there is the question of the day now, isn't it? That's a bar, Snow. That's a bar. Why don't you think about that later on, decades from now, when you're killing people? Like, wow, what about that, Snow? That's a crazy idea.
Okay, why is Corey and Lucy Gray's relationship actually very cute? Like, why are they kind of eating? I'm gotten to the part now where this is like her last day before she goes into the games. Coriolanus gave her his mom's powder pack that smells like roses so she could take a part of him with her in the game. Oh my god, they are so cute. But why do I feel like this is gonna go very, very badly very quickly? Like, I'm waiting for the villain origin story to happen, you know, because right now, like, he's actually a very nice person. Like, he's very sympathetic to everyone. It's not even just Lucy Gray. He's sympathetic to all of the tributes, and you could tell that he's doing this just so he can get ahead in society, so he can make money for his family. Like, he really does not care about the actual games themselves. He just wants to get ahead. But his relationship with Lucy Gray, right now I'm on chapter 13. I kind of want to get through this again by the weekend, like by the time the weekend's over, so I can edit this entire vlog, because I haven't edited a second of this video. It's gonna take me a while, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm digging the romance part of it, though I feel like it happened quickly. It wasn't really insta-lovey, which I appreciate. Like, they didn't like each other as soon as they met each other, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of grew out, like, their feelings for each other. Though there was a spark instantly, they didn't really start feeling anything for each other until, like, I think right before this moment, because it's a life or death situation. All I know is that it's giving everything that I wanted it to give, and I'm very satisfied. I really do not understand Coriolanus's hatred for Sejanus, okay? Like, I'm trying to really break it down. Like, besides the fact that Sejanus has gotten like everything that Snow has wanted, like, he's just been given it, even though he never wanted it. Like, it's just like a petty thing, I'm assuming, but like literally everything this man does, Snow is on his neck about it, and I don't get it. Like, what, you hate him for being a decent human being? Sounds familiar. This is a pattern, I'm assuming. Every time someone does something nice, kind, as if whenever someone shows sympathy or emotion, off with their head. I just got done reading the part where Sejanus is like mourning
his tribute that he was mentoring, because he knew his tribute when he used to live in District 2 with them. So it was even more personal. But I feel like he would have done that anyway because he really sympathizes with all these other districts. And for some reason, Snow can't stand it. Like, even a few other mentors and students sympathize with them, but for some reason, because it's Sejanus, Snow was on his neck about it. I will say, kind of valid for him to be mad when it comes to having to rescue him, because Snow did not want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that either, because you know that the tributes are going to kill you as soon as you get into that arena. But besides that, like, Sejanus hasn't done really anything to anyone. He's just a kind boy who wants peace and happiness for all. But of course, Snow has just been a weirdo from jump. If anyone talks about equality or prospering in a society with no hatred or violence, he's instantly just like, no. Even though he has like PTSD from war, which has been shown like multiple times in this book so far. He doesn't like Lucy Gray getting talked down to only because he likes her. But if it were any other tribute, he'd be like, Like, there are some moments in this book where he shows that he does sympathize with the tributes, but then like he thinks about what he can gain from them dying and him being like the guy who mentored the winner of the Hunger Games. And then he's just like, sympathy gone. It had to be done. Off with their heads, all of them. Like, he's just menace. But with that being said, I'm 50% into this book. It is currently Saturday. Since I got home from work, I've just been doing homework and I'm about to pick back up the book. I just want to let you guys know, like, my feelings towards this man. Like, he's really just been a weirdo from jump. And I like that because I was worried that the author was going to try to find a way to make readers feel differently about Snow just because we're getting like his origin story. And I don't. I think he's just really weird, like a psycho weirdo. And I'm waiting for him to turn on Lucy Gray. Like, something tells me, if I were to predict something right now, okay, she's somehow gonna win the games. I don't know how, because right now the odds are not in her favor whatsoever. But I think she's gonna win the games. And I think as soon as she gets out, she's gonna do something that ruins Snow's reputation, and then he's gonna prey on her downfall. Because, like, if you don't benefit him, he does not care about you. Okay, I don't know if I've talked about this game maker yet, Dr. Gall. She's terrifying to me. I'm scared every time she's in a scene. But snakes, genetically mutated snakes. This woman is insane. I can't. I hate to give this man praise, but Snow, very big brain. He's a strategizer for real, because the way that he was able to put together the fact that those snakes were meant for the arena, and he put that napkin that had Lucy Gray's scent in the snake cage so they wouldn't attack her in the actual, oh my God, like, and now she's just singing to a bunch of snakes. And they're not attacking her. She's about to be the final boss. The snakes are gonna attack the other tributes now. She doesn't have to do anything else. Though I don't know why she's coming out now. Because she didn't know about Snow's plan of dropping the napkin into the tank. So what made her want to come out? Was it all the deathly screams that she heard from everyone else getting attacked? She was like, okay, my time has come. But she's also singing. I can't wait for the movie because I really want to know what's going on in the games. Like, yeah, it's nice to get an outsider's perspective because we're only seeing what Snow is saying, which is like little to nothing. We have no idea what the tributes are doing in the game. I feel like that the movie's going to give me some perspective on whatever the hell's going on because she's barely made an appearance throughout this entire game, and it's been like 5 days, I think. And the one time she makes an appearance is when snakes are killing people, and it's to sing. It's not even to fight. Like, I need to know what's going on in her head. But she's also kind of queenie, and I'm scared for what's to come. Like, even if she makes it out of this game somehow, some way, I'm scared. Like, what's about to happen to this poor girl? Ooh, I'm on chapter 20 and I'm gagging. I think this is finally going to be the end of the games because the games have lasted like almost 10 chapters now. I think once the snakes shit is done, the games are going to be over and Lucy Gray is going to be the winner. I'm hoping, at least. Lucy Gray won the Hunger Games and this man still had to become a peacekeeper. Oh, I hate to laugh at people's pain. I do, but... Okay. Well, good for my girl Lucy, but now girl run. run. I really don't trust anything this man is going to do. I don't want her anywhere near him, though I know it's love. But now I'm scared. I am officially on part 3 right now. Yeah, the game portion of the book is finally done. That was actually a really good suspenseful game, and it was really nice being able to be like the outsider looking in. Anyone who is not in the game that's watching it from like a television, seeing it from that perspective after reading the trilogy where you're a tribute in it, where you're reading it from Katniss's head, very nice. I liked it because you got to see like the technical stuff behind it, like how people brought the food, or like what made people want to like give the tributes food, how the mentors were feeling behind the scenes when their tributes died. All that stuff is very interesting to me. I really like it. I don't know what the rest of this book is gonna be. It's titled The Peacekeeper, so we're in his peacekeeper era. Snow, you have lived many lives, way too many. Yeah, I have no words. I'm assuming now him and Lucy Gray are gonna get together, because what's stopping them? But at the same time, like, he did cheat, so like, is there something? He didn't cheat. Well, he did cheat. He cheated multiple times when it came to Lucy in the games. But is him being peacekeeper punishment enough? Or are they going to punish her? Like, I'm kind of scared to continue because I really like Lucy Gray and I don't want nothing to happen to her. But punish Snow all they want. Just nothing happen to Lucy Gray, please. Ooh, what a line. What a line. I haven't talked about Dean Highbottom yet, but his one-liners, like his vendetta against Snow, I live for it. I don't even know what it's for, but this line right here, iconic. I do remember this from the trailer. I was waiting for it to be in the book just for the context, and ooh, shivers down my spine. Love that. Love this energy. Hi, I'm currently at work, but I was reading a little this morning before I left for work because for some reason I was up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But I want to talk a little bit about Snow being a peacekeeper because it's so interesting, because he's a peacekeeper in specifically District 12. I remember while not reading the books, while watching the movie, there's a scene where Snow tells Crane that like he's been to District 12, and if you've been to District 12, you know that there's like nothing to really hope for there, something like that. And I didn't think it meant anything. Like, of course he's the president, he's been to many different districts, but I had no idea how that would like turn around, because if you look at that quote from this perspective of him literally being in District 6 as basically a police officer, like telling people what they do is wrong, basically like brutalizing them, looking down at the poor and weak. It's kind of like he was meant for this kind of thing. Like, because he's not looking at District 12 like, oh, poor them, like they've been through so much, they have no money. He's still like, oh, they're so weak. Am I supposed to feel bad for this? Like, they are weak and they should be looked down upon because they're not doing anything with what the government gives him. And Sejanus, which by the way, Sejanus is with him in the military, which I'm very happy about. Bless that poor boy's heart. But Sejanus is just like, you know that the capital doesn't really give the people money. They give the industries money. They don't give the actual people that live in these districts money. And that kind of gagged him a little bit. Like, it's interesting the way that he sees people in pain and distress and looks down on them because they're in pain and distress. Meanwhile, this entire book is him complaining about the fact that he's poor and needs help. The call is coming from inside the house. Another thing that I noticed, he's always had some kind of anger towards Mockingjays. I don't even know why. It's like as soon as he saw the Mockingjay or heard the Mockingjay, he was like, absolutely not. Kill them on sight. Let's make it a sport to kill them. Like, let's start like a training regimen as peacekeepers to kill Mockingjays. I was like, I guess it makes more sense why he like hated Katniss so much, because she was the symbol of the Mockingjay. And I don't think I mentioned this when reading the Hunger Games trilogy. I really like the symbolism that comes with the Mockingjay bird, because obviously like they're the offspring of Jabberjay birds that were created by the government to spy on the other districts, and then the other districts figured out their plan, and so the government was like, okay, no, we can't use Jabberjays because the districts are manipulating them. So they let them go, and then the Jabberjays got with hummingbirds, I think, and then they created Mockingjay. So it's kind of like Katniss being that symbol of a Mockingjay. I really like that in the book, because it's just like the Mockingjay is basically like, this is what happens when you try to create a system that goes against people. They're gonna find new ways to come back even stronger. Like, that's what I took from that. That's what I personally thought the Mockingjay represented. So I think it's just funny that he's always hated Mockingjays, because that's basically the symbol for them. The symbolism in this book regarding Snow, very, very nice. But yeah, I'm currently at the part where he got reunited with Lucy Gray, kind of. She saw him across the bar, and the chapter ended with him meeting her side piece man. I don't know what relationship she had with him, but I'm assuming like something was there, because he's been jealous of this unknown figure for the entire book, and now the man has come into the bar, and that's where the chapter stopped. So that's where I stopped, because I needed to get ready for work. But yeah, I think I like this part. I'm not gonna lie, I think I like part 3, the Peacekeeper part, a lot more than the actual like Hunger Games part of the book, though both were good. I just think that this really shows Snow's dynamics with the districts, because he's living in one right now because he got kicked out of the capital. So it really shows how he views the people here and what they're going through. Like, he's still an outsider in his head, but like he's literally living there. It's just interesting. It's interesting to see, and I wonder how Lucy Gray is gonna deal with the way that he views her people. I know that she's technically not from District 12, so it's not really her people, but she is, I'm assuming, district, though they keep pushing the fact that she might be from the capital. I'm pretty sure she's district, so I want to know how she thinks about the way he thinks of people, because she's genuinely a nice person, and I think he's bamboozled her. Like, in some way, she really thinks that this man is worthy of love. They're cute. Like, every time they're in a scene together, like, they're cute. Why lie? It's just, I don't know. I want him far away from this girl, but I want to see what happens as they develop, because now there's nothing getting in the way of their relationship. It's literally kind of a match made in heaven now that he's living in District 12 and the government sent her back to District 12 after the games. Like, there's nothing getting in the way of that, so I just want to see how their relationship plays out. I have a little over 30% left of this book. Not Lucy Gray being the creator of the Hanging Tree song. Oh! No wonder why Snow was sick of Katniss. Oh, I didn't even put that together though. Suzanne Collins, gag me one more time, I dare you. Because when the whole like execution happened, I did not put together the lyrics of that song with the execution. Oh my god. Yeah, this is everything. Of course Lucy Gray was the creator of the Hanging Tree. I had a feeling, I was waiting for it though, because she's been singing a lot of songs during this book, and I was waiting for the lyrics of the Hanging Tree. Ooh, the way that fit together in that scene though. I'm having such a fun time. Okay, I meant to say this earlier in the book, but I kept forgetting. Though I do find Snow and Lucy Gray's relationship cute, I really hate the way he talks about her, like in a way that's like very possessive, and not in like the attractive way, because you know, in some books it can be like somewhat attractive, kind of hot. The way that Snow refers to Lucy sometimes, it's like she's like his pet, or like she belongs to only him, and it's not sitting right with me. I'm reading a part in the book now where he's like describing how much he misses her and doesn't want to work in the military, wants to be with her, blah blah blah. And he said that it's times like these he wishes that she was still trapped in the capital, because at least that way he knew where she was and what she was doing. Sir, someone lock him in a jail cell. Oh my god, this guy is nuts. I have a little over 100 pages left of the ebook, and I kind of want to finish it tonight. But I don't know how this book is gonna go because I have so little left. I feel like something is gonna happen, but I don't know what. Snow found money in Sejanus's stuff. I don't know what that's hinting to though. Again, I've said this once, I will say it so many times. I don't know what his issue is with Sejanus. Like, I'm trying to understand. He hates how loyal he is to the districts. Why? You know that's where Sejanus is from. He's from District 2. You're mad because he's not like you, someone who's so loyal to the capital. But are you though? He's mad at Sejanus because he's willing to help the rebels. Is that not what President Snow did when he basically cheated his way of saving Lucy Gray in the Hunger Games? Is that not the same thing? Like, explain it to me like I'm 5. Maybe I'm lost. But the way that Snow like behaves and interacts with district people and thinks about district people, while also like the way that he talks about himself, it's lacking self-awareness. It's lacking self-awareness while also being so fucking narcissistic. But yeah, he found money in Sejanus' stuff, so I don't know what that's leading to. I feel like in some way, somehow he's gonna end up killing Sejanus. Because this man, Sejanus, has been in pain, like actual pain, because no one is listening to him. No one is taking him seriously. And it's just like, it's going to tip him over the edge in some way, because he views Snow as a friend. This poor guy, he's about to get the worst, most rude awakening ever. And I don't know how. I don't know where it's going, but I'm also kind of excited to find out. This man is such an evil mastermind, and it pisses me off. Like, he's been this way forever. Like, it's not just like, oh, he woke up and suddenly turned evil. No, he was born this way. Like, he's a master manipulator. How are you going to tell Sejanus, oh, you're like a brother to me, I love you, if you need any help, let me know? And then the moment that he actually confides in you as to what he's doing, you're gonna record him with a fucking jabberjay. I'm sick. This man is about to piss me off. Sejanus needs to run. I'm so terrified. I want to say someone needs to kill Snow, but I know it doesn't happen for another like 60 years, which is even more infuriating. Like, because he just knows how to manipulate people. As soon as Sejanus was about to confide in him because of how bad he felt about lying to Snow, because of how close their bond is, because they're brothers and they're like this. But are they though? Sejanus, run. Run. I know this is gonna not go well. Like, this is gonna end badly. But all Sejanus wants is to be free. He does not like the capital. He does not want to be a peacekeeper and hurt people in the districts. He just wants to run away. He's getting away from Coriolanus. The thing that Snow wanted all the time was for Sejanus to stay away from him. And now that he's actually doing that, you want to turn him in? Ooh, there's a really, really dark, hot, burning, sizzling place for you in hell, President Snow. Oh my God. Like, he's been asking for this boy to leave him alone since the beginning of the book. And this man is about to, he's literally about to run off. He's about to be out of your hair, Snow. And now you want to kill him off, report him to Dr. Gall, that crazy ass snake lady. Please be serious. He doesn't need to do this. He's just doing this for shits and giggles. He does not need to report him. What good does reporting him do for you? Like, he's hated this boy since day one. Snow has hated Sejanus since day one for whatever reason. And now that Sejanus is finally about to leave him the fuck alone by running away, now he wants to report him. I'm literally about to scream. I can't. This is like actually pissing me off a lot more than I thought it would. What he's been saying about this poor boy and doing to him, manipulating him back to back to make him think that he's his friend, just to end up doing this, I can't. I'm getting heated. In the words of Beyonce, I am heated right now. This man just shot the mayor's daughter. What's happening? Like, what? It went from 0 to 100 so quickly. You just murdered the mayor's daughter. Self-defense my ass. He just like, what? I have no words. Absolutely none. R.I.P. Sejanus. R.I.P. He was a real one. He didn't deserve any of the stuff that he went through his entire life, which is full of pain and suffering, and he deserves better. He did not deserve anything that Snow did to him. And one day he will be avenged. When Snow dies 60 years later, that's bad karma. I'm like in shock, like I'm shaking. I can't. That chapter almost got me. I almost started crying, but I did not. I'm like, I have 10% left of this book and I have nothing else left in me to give. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm like emotionally, psychologically, mentally up here. I am so tired. Snow, you're done. And the thing is, like, you could tell that when the moment came for Sejanus to be executed, he started feeling guilty. But my thing is, why do it in the first place? Like, what did you gain? I guess I'm about to find out what he gained now that Sejanus is dead. But like, what do you personally gain from basically murdering the one person in this entire district, this entire military that actually cared about you, loved you,
because you're away from your family. You don't have tigers. You don't have your grandmam. You don't have any teacher telling you that you're perfect or anything. You just had Sejanus. And you did have Lucy Gray, but after this, I highly doubt she's going to want anything to do with you. So what did you gain? Maybe he gains a presidency out of this somehow. I'm still waiting for them to somehow connect this to him being president in the future. You gained a presidency, but then what else? What else is there? You just want to be messy, but then you don't like to see the fallout of your mess. For someone that's so smart, that's such a scholar, who's so good academically, you don't do well at mental math. Like emotionally, you are very stunted, sir. You need help. He really just let Sejanus die. Like, that's crazy. Okay, let's go on with the rest of the book. I have nothing else left to give. I'm so tired. I feel like this is a sick joke. What do you mean you're gonna run away? Okay. Sure, okay. See, Sejanus and Snow are like two tethers, okay? Like, I knew this already, but the way that he's justifying running away with Lucy Gray is crazy when he just snitched on Sejanus for doing the same thing and causing his death. Like, that's insane. And I can't do this anymore. Like, ooh, Suzanne Collins did a good job of making me hate Snow. Like, throughout all of these 4 books I've read so far, my hatred for him just festers even more. It grows. Like, I'm seeing red. I'm so angry. But on a brighter note, we finally know the meaning of the Hanging Tree song. Like, what it's about, who it's about. I feel like that's like a full circle moment for this entire like Hunger Games universe, because this damn song has been mentioned in almost every single book. So that's great. But yeah, I'm upset. I can't. Snow having to be in this man's mind and figure out his logic behind his decisions and what he chooses to do is just so because it's like he lacks so much self-awareness. So much. I just finished the book. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna save my final thoughts for tomorrow morning because I'm a mixture of feelings and thoughts and emotions. But just know, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Okay, guys. It is officially the next morning, the last day of this video. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I am flabbergasted by how good that book was. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is essentially just your key guide to understanding how fucked up Snow is as a person. Coriolanus Snow deserves no redeeming. And I'm very happy that with the way it ended, it proved that. Like, it wasn't trying to make him seem like a good guy at all. Like, throughout the book, it was reinstated how weird he is. And it just kept getting more and more clear as the book progressed. Because that ending, I don't know if this will be considered like a spoiler review, because this book has been out for 3 years. And the Hunger Games books have been out for over 10 years. So am I spoiling it for anyone? I don't think so. So I'm going to talk about it. The way that I feel a little bit hollow because I don't know what happened to Lucy Gray. Like, I'm confused. I assume that because Snow went, trigger happy in the woods, he ended up shooting her. But the way that it's like so unclear, that's like my one kind of gripe. But I also like how it was kind of like untold in a way. Like, Snow ended up choosing luxury, fame, wealth, all of this stuff over being able to run away with Lucy Gray. Like, he knows that he's not capable of living that life. And he inherently thought that Lucy Gray was against him because he just thinks that everyone's true nature is just evil. Like, he really thinks that the Capitol is doing a good job of keeping control of everyone because he thinks that without control, there would just be chaos. There's a lot to unpack with that. But with that being said, the whole President Snow, Lucy Gray relationship romance thing, I
like that aspect a lot, because at the beginning of reading this book, I was just like, I really hope they don't use Lucy Gray as like being the only reason Snow was after Katniss. They're very similar in a way, in many ways. And while I'm sure like Katniss triggered something in him because of how similar she is to Lucy Gray, I think it's just the fact that he's such a messed up human being that led him to do all of the stuff that he did, not just to Katniss, but just to society. Like, yeah, Lucy Gray was a part of it, but no, he's just an inherently evil man. Like, terrible. There's a quote in Mockingjay, and I think it's in the movie as well. Like, he says at one part, like, it's the things we love the most that destroy us. Exhibit A, B, C, everything that happened in this book, it shows. Everyone that he ended up loving in this book, he ended up turning against, because he thinks that love is a huge weakness, and he hated it. Like, that's essentially why he didn't want to go with Lucy Gray. It's because he hated what love did to him, made him see things and with like a rose-colored lens. Like, yeah, we could live out in the woods, but I'd rather be a police officer. I'd rather have riches, fame, fortune, and I don't need love. It's such a messed up way of thinking, which brings me on to my next point, being Tigress in President Snow's relationship. One other thing I wish that was delved more into, like, you can see it a lot in the beginning of the book, how close they were, because they're basically like siblings, though they're cousins. They grew up together, so they were really close. But then in Mockingjay, you see Tigress helping Katniss and the rest of her team to take Snow down. I wish we saw more of that, how that came to be in this book. Tigress, just like Lucy Gray, is just a really good person on the inside. So it makes sense why, like, as time went on, she would go against Snow with his beliefs and moral compass being a little bit off. But I wish that it was shown a lot more in this book, because I was really ready to see like the familial ties and how deep they ran in the way that Snow ended up leading Panem in the future, you know? And then Snow's father being the one to basically, he didn't come up with the idea. Highbottom came up with the idea, but he didn't want anyone else to know about the idea of the Hunger Games. He did not want to submit that idea to Dr. Gall because he knew that Dr. Gall would go through with it. But Snow's father was the one to be like, no, I'm gonna submit your idea. So Snow's father is basically the reason why the Hunger Games even exist. That's insane. Like father, like son. Two sides of the same coin, these two. It's actually sick and twisted. Like, and then him killing Highbottom. There's a lot to unpack here with this book. And just like the fact that there was a District 12 winner before Katniss. Lucy Gray was the District 12 winner. While reading the book, I was confused as to how in like the present time during the Hunger Games books, how Katniss is seen as the only winner from District 12 when Lucy Gray existed. Like, I was very confused while reading. I was like, how are they going to tie that up together? The fact that they deleted all that footage of the 10th annual Hunger Games, ooh. So no one knows about Lucy Gray. No one knows about all of those students in the Capitol dying. It's all just so corrupt, so well done, so well written. I'm like speechless. And plus like all of the symbolism and callbacks from the Hunger Games, like the Mockingjay symbolism, the songs. They brought up Katniss, like the plant Katniss. I thought that was a really funny callback. Everything about this I absolutely love. I had a really fun time reading this book, and this entire universe series of books is just so good. Like, I'm actually flabbergasted. I did not think I would be sitting here today telling you that I would be reading the Hunger Games, because once upon a time in a previous video on my other channel, I mentioned how I had literally no interest in reading Hunger Games, but I just wanted to do this for shits and giggles just to see if I would like it. It's kind of really amazing. Like, the trilogy itself is good, but this prequel book, it kind of did a really good job of tying everything together. Granted, it came out like 10 years after the trilogy already ended, like the book series, but I think this prequel book is really needed to get a gist of how fucked up this society is that they're living in. Dystopian YA novels have never been the same. Like, this is such a blueprint. Like, I'm trying to think of any other dystopian YA book I've read in my lifetime that like it's up there with this, and I'm like having a hard time figuring it out. And I'm not even trying to say this just like kiss ass, because I know that the Hunger Games is such a loved series, but this is genuinely so good. And I can't wait for the movie. Like, I keep rewatching the trailer and I keep getting more excited for it. Like, the movie looks so good. good. That's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this, thank you so much. If there are any other series, like classic series, like from the early 2000s, early 2010s that you guys want me to read, let me know and I might make a video for those because I probably haven't read them. If you want me to do another video like this where I just read like classic YA, it doesn't even have to be YA, but like just really good literature from like 10-15 years ago, I'm down because this was a lot of fun. If you'd like to follow me on social media, here it is. I mostly interact on Twitter, but if you'd like to follow me on all my other apps such as Instagram, TikTok, all those other ones, they will be linked down in the description below. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.